Hey guys, how's it going? I'm here in the hay barn, obviously, because there's hay over here and stuff. But I want to talk to y'all a little bit about hay storage and pallets. If you look around this building, there's pallets, 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 pallets over there. I put all the hay that goes in here on pallets. Now, if you don't know how I handle my hay, I have the Coons accumulator system. The accumulator is right there. It puts it in packs of 10, drops it in the field.
My drone doesn't have sound, so I'll create the sound effects. Clang, bang, ka-chunk, 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 clang, ka-chunk, 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 bang, wham, bam.
And then you pick it up. You put one of these. I have two of them. I have one that I keep here in the barn all the time, and then one goes to the field. Those times. Most time this WR long stays in the barn. It works a little better in the barn. It's a little bit longer and it doesn't drop the tie bales as bad if you pick the tie bales up with them out here. And some of you may not know what I'm talking about, but anyway, these packs of 10, I'd like to show you one here. I have to climb up on this hay. This hay is sold. So this is the only hay that's in this barn right now. It's springtime, and but this hay belongs to my sister-in-law, and she just hadn't got it out of here yet. But she's supposed to get it out before I start baling. Anyway, a pack of 10 is what you're looking at. You have 2 tie bales. Boy, this hay smells really good. You have 2 tie bales, and then all the other 8 bales are turned this way. Okay. Now, the way you stack them is every layer you put the tie bales on the opposite side. So if you was to add another layer on top of this, you would put these 2 bales on this end to continue on up to tie the bales together. That's why they're called the tie bales. So anyway, in order to try to reduce all this pallet mess around here and reduce having to handle the pallets all the time by hand, because that's the most efficient way to handle them.
Okay, I'm trying not to confuse y'all here, but I say it's the most efficient way to handle them by hand because when they're just single pallets, just a 4 foot long by 40-inch wide pallet or other odd shaped pallets, when it's a single pallet, moving it with a skid steer is just very time consuming because you're just moving one pallet at a time. I always think, well, I can take the skid steer and set one on top of another and then set one on top of another. It's just slow. I mean, I can get out of the skid steer and stack up a pack of pallets and then pick up the whole stack with the skid steer. I do that sometimes. But most of the time, it just ends up I'm picking them up by hand, carry them, and stack them in a spot that's convenient. And then that's where they'll stay until I need them again. That's why I'm trying to make these bigger pallets. When you pick up one with the skid steer, you're picking up 4 pallets at a time, so you're actually getting something done instead of one measly pallet at a time. So I hope I'm not confusing anybody by what I'm saying here, but anyway, keep watching.
I've come up with an idea, and I'm pretty sure it's going to work, but I'll show you what I've come up with here in just a minute. I'm basically putting 4 pallets together to make one area big enough to set one of those packs of hay on that's 8 foot long by 80 inches wide, and then you can stack up from there. Instead of having to set down 4 pallets to do that, you can just set this one pallet down with a machine, and then you can go up from there. And the skid steer will stack 9 packs on top of a pallet. So what we're doing right now, and the reason it does 9 packs is because that's as high as it'll reach. Okay, what I'm doing is taking the pallets that are 40 inches wide by 4 foot long and making an 80 by 8 foot long pallet. And we're doing that by tying them together with some 2x4s and some decking boards, and I'm going to show you one in a minute. But I got enough pallets here to make 2 of the big pallets that we're going to start making. And then the idea is I'm going to have an area in this barn. It's most likely going to be right there. I'm going to start stacking all those big pallets. And I'm going to stack them up as high as I can reach. And then when I need to put down more pallets, you take the skid steer with the forks, you get a pallet, and you set down however many you need here. Then you can put your hay on it. And when you're done, you can pick them back up and put them back in that one spot and not have pallets strewed everywhere. And the reason they're strewed everywhere is because when you're picking them up by hand, you know, if you're working over here, you don't want to have to carry them all the way over here one at a time, because that takes 2 hours. Because you need 4 just to put 1 pack of hay on. And it just gets to be time consuming, and time is of the essence when you're doing hay and you're trying to beat the weather. So, and I'm filming with my phone, so it's not the best picture quality. It seems to be kind of laggy on the focus. But anyway, let's ride down to the shop and I'll show you what I'm building. Okay, so here's what we're building. We're building 1 unit. This is 4 pallets right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're tied together crossways with decking boards. 3 on the top and 2 on the bottom. 1 on each end on the bottom. And then there's also 2x4s threaded through these in the middle on the ends, and then there's screws tying it all together. And it makes 1 unit. This will hold 1 8 foot long by 80 inch wide pack of hay, and then you can stack 9 high on top of this pallet. Now we've made 3 this evening, and they're just stacked on top of each other. This is going to make the barn a lot neater, because I'll keep all these pallets stacked on top of each other just as high as I can reach. And keep them in one area, and they'll just take up 8 foot by 80 inches. And if I need to, I can, you know, make 2 stacks. But still, it's not going to take up all it's not going to make all the clutter that I got now. So that's the idea, to try to neaten up the hay barn a little bit. And I think it's going to work out good. We're also making a few of these from scratch, because I don't have enough pallets to make as many as I want. So I'm making them out of 4x4s. The runners are going to be 4x4s. And then I'm putting 6 boards on top. And let me think here. No, I told you wrong. 8 boards on top and 4 boards on the bottom. It takes 12 boards to make them. I got my uncle helping me work on this project. He built the first 2, and then me and him built these last 2 this evening. The very first one that he built was completely out of scratch with the 4x4s, and it cost exactly $100 in materials to build it. And so I thought, you know, I need about 30 of them, so that'd be $3,000. So it's going to add up really quick to build them all from scratch with all new materials. So we had all these pallets, and you know, we're going to throw them away if we're not using them anymore. So I thought, well, maybe if we could use them to help build these things and save some money, not have to buy so many 4x4s, not have to buy so many decking boards, and still make them strong enough where you can pick them up and move them around. and not fall apart, then yeah. And also, another advantage to these things is eventually I may try stacking, after I get a full stack of a lot of hay in the barn and running out of room, I may put some hay on these, maybe like 5 packs high, and I have some fork extensions that'll reach all the way through this, and you can pick this up with a forklift or a loader and actually set this up on top of another stack of hay that's already as high as the skid steer will reach, because I have plenty of ceiling height. So that's another thought that I might try to do. But anyway, here's some of the materials I went and bought today. I think the bill was $566. Those are 14-foot decking boards. Basically, we cut them in half and then trim a little bit off of them, because 84 inches is 7 foot, and we were using 80 inches, so cutting them in half is still just a little bit too long. And I got a few 4x4s. We're going to make at least 3 more from scratch, and I got a bunch of 2x4s. So we can make a few with what we got there. And yeah, so you've probably seen this thing over here in the background. I'm going to make a video on that thing before too long, so be looking for that. And yeah, we'll talk to y'all later. Hope y'all have a good one.